Okay, so good afternoon, good morning, good evening to all. Welcome to day number 3 of the NCAC Soccer Hub online debates. This is our last day. This is panel number 5. We will try to answer the questions: should coaches recruit players based on running speed? And for that, we invited Daniel Barreira, Gabriella Trichilo, and also Richard Bucciarelli. Before I introduce them into this discussion, I would like to ask you please to introduce on the chat box some information about yourselves, the country that you are based in, and also some information about your job, so we can also adapt a bit our conversation to your special needs. Also, if everything is okay with the video and the audio, please click on the like button. Do it now, please. As you know, this is a live event, so you will be able to ask questions to our speakers. You just have to introduce the question on the chat box, and we will select some of the questions to introduce them to our speakers. So I'm going to introduce today's speakers into this conversation. Here is Gabriella. Hello, Gabriella.
Hello.
Hello. So Daniel Barreira. Hello, Daniel.
Hello, Ricardo. Hello, Gabriella.
Hello.
And finally, Richard. Richard, thank you very much. And the panel is yours. See you in about 45 minutes. Okay, Richard? Bye-bye.
Great. All right. Thanks. And hello, everyone. Good afternoon, I guess, to both of you, because I know it's the afternoon in Toronto. And I guess I can say good evening to Danielle. Maybe before we get started with the topic, I thought Danielle first, and then you, Gabriella. If you can just tell whoever's listening a little bit about yourself, maybe your background working in football, and what you're doing right now.
You can start, Gabriella.
Okay.
All right.
So I have the last couple of years been working with Ontario Soccer as a regional manager for player development. Mostly or primarily within the grassroots age groups, and I get the pleasure of working with clubs across the province. I've grown up and played in Ontario from I think 3 years old, and worked in Canada and the US, and I hold a UFA license, and I'm trained as a Canadian A license as well, and super excited about this topic. I think it's a personal one for me, so that's a little bit about me.
Okay, Danielle.
I'm scout of international scout of Football Club Barcelona in the past, and professor at Faculty of Sports, University of Porto. In the past, I was coach, first league coach, second league coach, youth coach, match analyst of national teams and clubs of first division. Also, I was a coordinator on some youth teams. So these are my tasks I did in my past in soccer.
Okay, fantastic. Looks like we temporarily lost Gabriella, but maybe I'll start with Danielle, and hopefully she can come back on soon. Oh, maybe she's back. Okay, she's back. All right, so the topic today is maybe something a little bit controversial. It's an interesting discussion for sure. Should coaches recruit players based on running speed? And I want to start maybe just to get an idea of the importance of running speed in football and soccer, and maybe we can go from there. So either one, let's say Danielle or Gabriella, can you let us know a little bit about what do you think about the importance of running speed in our sport?
We start?
Yeah, sure. Danielle, get us going.
Okay. I think I see football as a tactical game. I see tactical has a super dimension, like the dimension that all of the other dimensions should respect and understand how to play in the question of decision making. So physical is very important, but physical, in my perspective, is tactical. technical is tactical, mental is tactical, decision making is tactical also. So running is very important, but by itself, it's not enough to see if a player runs very fast, if he's a good player. Of course, that for me is an important factor. Also, it depends of the positional status of the player, but most important for me, I will talk not so long because I think we have a discussion about this with the questions, but the first thing I want to say is that running is an important factor. We should not recruit players based on one characteristic or two or three. We recruit players based on different aspects and all related between them. So, and speed is one of them. Not a requirement. We don't exclude the player because he's not so fast like the other, but if he's faster, is a good characteristic.
Okay, so that's a good start. So basically, everything needs to be related to tactics.
Yes.
And you would say speed is an important characteristic, but it's not necessarily something that you would exclude a player based on not having a lot of speed. So Gabriella, can you jump in there and give us your perspective?
For sure. I agree. Obviously, there's so many different factors that you have to consider when you're looking at player selection. I think it's also super important to remember the age groups of which you're talking about when you're talking about selecting or recruiting players based on running speed. If you look at what some of the science says, I think in some of the studies that you've even published and co-authored recently, you talk about just high-level players and top league level players being significantly faster than the levels beneath them. And so if we look at what science says when it talks about selecting players or looking at players that are fast, I think it's a really good factor to keep into consideration that players will be successful if they are fast. So again, how does that relate to our environment and the players that we're recruiting within our playing circles or realm, and then we can make that decision. But I do agree there are so many factors that go into the decision-making process for sure.
Thank you for watching this short preview video from the National Soccer Coaches Association of Canada. To see the full video, plus have access to hundreds of other coaching videos, blogs, webinars, and podcasts, plus free and discounted coach education courses and other soccer merchandise, plus to have exclusive access to register for all future NSCAC conventions, both live and online, click on the link below to become a member of the NSCAC today. Also, please remember to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel, as your continued support allows us to continue to provide coach education and coach development resources to soccer coaches across Canada and worldwide. Thank you again for your continued support, and we look forward to seeing you at future NSCAC events.